Breakfast, we now take you through this very important conversation. Now, the Nigeria Railway Corporation is pushing towards optimizing rail operations in the country for better transportation across states. The plan also includes better use of rail assets through upgrades, data-driven management, and private sector involvement in stations and cargo services, with the aim of turning rail transportation into a stronger part of the country's economy. However, challenges remain, especially vandalism and security issues along key corridors, which still affect operations. The long-term goal under is simple: make rail transport a reliable backbone for Nigeria and ease pressure on the roads. Joining us for the conversation is the Managing Director, Nigeria Railway Corporation, Mr. Kayode Opeifa. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the show. Again, we've had you before on the show, and now we're having you again. This is a very beautiful conversation. But before I even want to start with my question and everything, I want to ask you, how are you coping? First of all, how is it? What's happening with the rail? We're looking at the price of diesel. We're seeing what is happening. I see your face change when I said diesel. Well, yes. First of all, my questions are there, but I want to know first, how are you coping?
We want to thank God that we still exist. Spirit Airline is gone. The Nigerian aviation sector have raised their voice. But guess what? We have to keep moving. We're a government enterprise. Diesel price has gone doubled, and operational cost has gone 80% more. We have not increased the cost of movement. Our fares remains the same. All we can do is to optimize what we have and then think out of the box. So we're looking at proactively 2 years ago, under this administration, we thought of moving from diesel to LNG to power the our equipment, our locomotives and coaches. We also thought about using a CNG to power generators. Unfortunately, we completed the proof of concept. We couldn't get the necessary resources to move ahead. Also, about 6 months ago, we also concluded plans to change all our energy sources in our stations to renewable energy, working with REA, our Rural Electrification Agency.
Okay.
That one too yet to take us. So right now, all we pray is an end to the blocking of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah. Immediately you said REA, I was like, which of the REA are you talking about?
Renewable energy.
Yeah.
Okay, renewable, no. Rural electrification.
Okay. Yes. All right. Now let me go to the question on vandalism. Oftentimes we know that this is one of the key problems that we're facing in our rail lines when we talk about security, when we talk about people just destroying the rail lines. How have we been coping with vandalism? Because I remember the last time we had you here, we still spoke about that. People just going to destroy the rail lines. And once a train is destroyed and it derails, it's very difficult when it comes to maintenance and all of that. So for vandalism, what are we doing to make sure that these rail lines are very safe?
Yeah, let me start by saying it occurs almost all over the world, but different times. So people in Portugal, it's just people putting graffiti on the walls. But in Nigeria, it is taking away the assets. And we have put up some new measures, especially on the Wari Itape. We're now using human monitoring in the absence of drone to be deployed in the future. The rate on that corridor had gone down. On the Abuja-Kaduna, we have started seeing a resurgence. And it's beyond vandalism. It's also getting to a situation where you see people throwing stones at the trains or moving. And, this is we're getting to the rainy season. The herders are moving their cows back to base, and one or two accidents does occur, and they react. And we are also now seeing desperation along the southwestern corridor. That is the Lagos-Ibadan axis. Our standard gauge in Lagos to Ogun area have started seeing some level of vandalism. So we are introducing the same measure we put on the Wari Itape also in Lagos. I don't need to describe it that openly. However, our responsibility is that when we see one, within 24 hours, we make sure it's corrected. And we have now moved away from sending a pilot ahead of our movement, because the tracks are now safer than it used to be. Thanks to some of these measures we have put in place. But we are looking forward to, in the future, deploying some electronic systems.
Now, the average Nigerian that's below 45 or below 45 did not see the Nigerian Railway Corporation of those days. Some of us that are in the fifth floor, we enjoyed a little bit of it, and we had quite a lot of information concerning railway etiquette in the rail station and so on and so forth. But how well is the Nigerian Railway Corporation educating Nigerians on those peculiarities that has to do with the railway?
Okay. Generally speaking, the best way to educate people is to the Montessori system, where people see it. So that's why the government has been expanding the rail infrastructure. We built 3,500 in 60 years, and it's another 60 years from independence, like you said, we built zero.
Yes.
Now this government is building a lot more. The Kaduna-Kano route line is almost completion. We believe it will be completed by December. When it comes to operation, the new generation when I enter the train, I see a lot of young kids, and I tell them, even though the train passes in front of my neighbor, I never use the train. But you are lucky, you are using the train.
Using it.
So then also, in the Lagos train service sector, we have what happens every Thursdays. School children come on excursions every Thursday.
Okay.
They will be there tomorrow, and we'll take them on the train from Ebute Meta to Agege, and then they take them back. Then after they come down, they go to the rail museum. There's a museum on the compound they see. So that's also part of it. Yeah. We've seen an increase in that. You see like 3 or 4 schools come in, and we do it at a minimal price. Then the other one is programs like this. Just yesterday, we were somewhere in Kaduna with the security agencies to go and educate a community where we say that close to the train station, they are not enjoying it, and they see it as a problem. Okay. So we also do, we've created a customer service and experience center. We've now introduced what you call the experience, entertainment, and tourism section. Yeah. That's where you see the diplomats are using a train. NIPR, your own groups also use the train to Kaduna. We also have people doing wedding parties. There are a lot of parties going on our trains now. On Saturdays and Sundays in Lagos. Especially, a company recently used the train to take prospective buyers of their real estate thing from Lagos. About 180 people moved from Lagos down to somewhere in Ogun State, just to have a feel of the train and do their business. Yes, it is true, but if we increase the rolling stocks, we increase the frequency of the train, like what is going on in Lagos, the people in Lagos have started seeing train back. We're also railing with the state. We're working with Zamfara State to get train to run on Gusau track, and we've been able to do that with Plateau State, even though just last week, some people went and took 500 meters of track, were evacuated. In Plateau, same thing happened in Bauchi, where we are trying to run. So many things are going on, but it is we, as a people, as a government, and at the private sector, to invest in rail systems. The tracks are available. Just bring your locomotives, bring your engines, bring your rolling stocks, bring your freight engines and run. We'll give you a license to do that.
So, I remember this is about the fourth time we are talking about the rail system under your administration.